Hello and welcome to Tales Across Time and Space. I'm Thomas, your game master, and I'm joined by Zeistund.
Hello, I am Zeistund, the Seeker of Darkness.
Yeah, the worst part is
Hello,
just like that wasn't even the Ansem I said you were.
Yeah. No, Ansem the Wise.
Christopher Lee.
Diz.
Well, anyway, I'm Zeistund. I am playing Zeistund, the discarded.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, for the last time.
Good job.
Alright. I'm also joined for the last time by Radical Dishonesty, at least in this game.
Hi, I'm Radical Dishonesty, and I've been playing Silas the Chosen One and Sohoy the Chosen One. There's a thing. Go watch the other episodes.
And Steve the Chosen One. No, there is no,
No.
Steve the Chosen
Steve!
One.
I knew it.
Steve is the derpy third head.
Steve the Egg, Steve the Egg.
Because somehow in my
Nothing,
brain,
Thank you for catching what I was
somehow in my
referencing.
brain he has now become Ghidorah.
I become that Ghidorah meme. Let's not kid ourselves here. Sohoy is the derpy third head.
But Steve! What about Steve?
Steve is the boring one.
You know, Steve from accounting. Probably should continue introducing people though before
Yeah.
we get too deep
Let's
in
do
these.
that. Yeah, that sounds good.
Patiently waiting their turn. It's Janie SP.
Hey, it's me, Genie SP, and I'm playing Janox, no, I know, I'm remembering. I'll remember it eventually.
This was it. There is no more eventually.
I know. I was joking. I knew exactly what it was. I was just making a terrible joke.
And being a distraction, it's Crystal and Kitsune.
No distraction.
You're laying on me, dear.
That doesn't mean I'm being a distraction.
Well, at least you're not putting your feet in his face again.
No, but I did just smack him.
Distraction.
Hi! I'm Crystallum Kitsune, and I am playing not Tawny, but Lara, the Mystic.
If you're wondering what she's referring to, check out our stream on twitch.tv/talesacross. That's
I introduced myself as Lara last night during my Digimon game.
It happens. You know, like you get into like a pattern of the introductions. Like you know your lines. Unlike, say, Jane.
Wait, what? What about me? I'm sorry.
You don't remember your lines.
We're trying to be casual about it. Come on.
But yes, so with introductions here, normally I would go in to say, hey, we're playing Interstitial Logos, but first some updates. But this is kind of it for Interstitial Logos.
Wait, I thought that was mine.
I was going to drink that when you had your reds.
But how many of those have you had?
I bought them, dear.
I know, but I thought you got them for us to share.
Us to share some of them, dear.
I had one.
And these aren't diet either.
Okay, fine. Whatever.
Anyway, sorry about that. The future of things coming to here. So I figured this is just something I want to get out of the way right away. After this is going to be the last time we are going to be streaming directly onto YouTube. After this point, we will be switching just to streaming on Twitch. Just better support for things we want to do and less issues overall. With that, so especially since they've added some stuff that when I was multicasting caused issues, and just not worrying about the multicasting. But we will still be posting up the episodes after they air on Twitch onto YouTube. So don't worry, we'll still be putting up the content on this channel. So the other thing is that after this game, and before the next one, we are going to be rebranding the channel. We're going to be getting a new logo, and actually putting in a header banner and everything like that. And we're going to be we're going to be shortening the name down from Tales Across Time and Space to just Tales Across. So that will be we'll have a new logo and everything, and they'll be the same. So it'll be the same thing across Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, just the same straightforward name. It's no longer being verbose.
And then people are going to say we were better before we got the name change, and we can bring back Telecross Classics.
Obviously, that'll be the new channel. Will be opening in about 5 years. Tales Classic.
Look, we're not. I don't think we're gonna go as bad as to be like a new Coke scenario.
Hashtag always through time and space.
But yes, so and with that, and of course that will be the launch of our first new program. Will be the start of our mass games. We'll be doing a session 0. We might start a little earlier next week, Monday. We'll kind of see how schedules kind of shake out with that. But I just know that character creation tends to run long, and I kind of want to try to capture as much of it as we can on stream. So.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if there's any other announcements.
Can you at least save that one for me? Because you've had 4.
Words.
Words. What are they? Who are they? Where are they?
And if you're,
I
don't think there's anything else to know. Obviously we're still running our Champions Bond playtest, which is already up on our Twitch channel. We're slowly posting it up here. I create the highlight reels and post them up here on YouTube in 2 parts because we run every other week. We just did one session yesterday, hence the talking about the Tawny stuff, which is, if you don't understand, go ahead and watch it. I think we have a pretty good group going there, so fun stuff. And
unlike
rule changes are slowing down.
Not really.
They're slower than they were.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gutting every single class in a 2-week frame.
Mm-hmm.
But playbook, sorry, not class. Yeah, so I think that's a bit out it for announcements. I can't think of anything else that will be going forward on that. So as for what happened last week, we're gonna keep it short. We're gonna keep it simple because that was the climax, people. I feel like if you're coming into this point, it's a lot of stuff you are not gonna understand because this is good. I'm getting onto it.
I know.
I'm allowed to talk. Anyways. Basically, they had discovered that the Hallowed was actually King Arthur and managed to talk him / beat him down and force him to feel pain again and prevent him from killing himself. So. Yay!
Not killing yourself is usually a pretty good thing.
1 second here. Okay, there we go. Alright, but yeah, so no, we're kind of there is no crumbling has a little dimension thing kind of crumbles away, but you guys gotta get set back down, and there's no oh well, we're trapped in the realm of darkness now epilogue thing.
Well, wouldn't that be terrible?
That was always a weird part of it too.
If characters were always split apart from each other, never to hang out or reconcile ever.
Oh no.
But yeah, so I guess what kind of scenes does anyone have something a thread they want to wrap up here? Was a kind of scene they want to do? Because unlike the other episodes, there's not a specific. Okay, this is what it is. It's okay, you've done it. So this is kind of our chance to kind of get some closure on your characters here. You don't have to kind of wrap things up too nightly. Too nightly? What the? Too
Nicely.
Well, we are in Camelot.
Well, you were in a time-stopped memory of Camelot.
Right. So now we're back on the top of the Somnium Sepulchre with I think the immediate aftermath might be the first thing to do, which is
Okay.
we land there where there's like, is everyone else there? Is
Yep,
Millen
the
the Forgotten
Zetrix-
Master and the mini boss squad all there?
Yep, Zetrix's squad, Polaris, Millen are all there, and you know what? I think I know how I'm gonna open this little scene here before we gotta go on to your individualized epilogues.
Yeah.
You see Master Leonel kind of wobbly walking up the final steps, kind of like holding his head and just kind of like, what do you do? You guys kind of see.
I'm just too tired to deal with you right now.
Is Lara still glowing?
No, that subsided. Like she burned out a lot of that energy in the whole reconnect
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I kind of figured that like the whole purpose of it was to do a specific thing. Now the thing has been done. Does it really keep going, or who knows?
Yeah, and we'll leave that one vague.
Sure.
Yeah, so
I was like,
if you guys have nothing you want to say to him as he comes up, I can kind of
not, yeah. I mean, I'm curious about whether or not he's brainwashed or not, and to what degree, but also like, Silas wouldn't really.
I think right now we're kind of just waiting on what he's going to do.
Polaris walks up to him and just kind of looks at him and says, Leonel? Leonel kind of like looks up, kind of shaky. He looks very disheveled right now. Like even though he has the massive hair, like some of it's just kind of at odd angles, some of it's kind of drooping down.
Kind of figure his eyes are probably really sunken. That he
Yeah.
looks a lot like somebody who has gone through like a year's worth of withdrawal in an hour or something, and he's just like,
That's definitely what I put it. He definitely looks like he's been through a lot recently, kind of thing.
well, he did get blasted out of a wall, and then he got beat the hell up by Zeistund. So objectively, even without that,
yeah. In the words of Iago, it's amazing what you can live through.
Oof.
Yeah, he looks up to his former his former friend, at least, and he kind of like looks up and then he kind of reverses his eyes and it's just like, sorry. Polaris just kind of offers him a hand, and which he grabs.
I kind of give like a nudge to Millen from the back. I'm like, see, nothing good comes from reading.
Yeah.
Millen just kind of gives you a slow turn and look at you like seriously kind of look. Just shakes his head and like it looks like he's just like he looks just flustered, but there's a little trace of a smile. It's like it's like the laughing like you idiot kind of thing.
You cheeky mo.
There we go.
And it kind of helps him up to his feet, and he just like as they kind of like, you know, Leonel's kind of looking away, and Alaris is like, Leonel, and kind of Leonel looks up, and he just smacks him across the face. Polaris does, not Leonel.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, that makes complete sense.
Don't do that. When our masters gave us one commandment, you don't think it should be followed, especially, you know, it was their last words when they gave their lives for this whole stupid thing? Seriously.
Sohoy does the same thing where he kind of Silas, more acting like Sohoy, sort of hops up and like, yeah, but we also kind of broke all the rules right now. Things came out pretty well, I'd say. We opened the holla. Where is Arthur still like sulking right there in the back?
Well, Laura, where is Arthur right now?
I think sort of. Yeah, I think he said it accurately.
Okay. You know,
That's
you're
right,
keeping
that's
it
right.
because I figure Laura's the one keeping a close eye on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, Lionel starts doing this little like sad chuckle, and he bursts out into a full belly laughter as Polaris just kind of face palms. And then like Lionel just kind of does a half-hearted like a little shoulder punch, like friendly one. Relax. Were we any more different when we were first being trained? Polaris just kind of. Almost got us kicked out, and they just start kind of back and forth arguing over kind of but in a very much more reminiscent way.
Yeah. Silas actually like at this whole when we were being trained and thing, Silas I guess cracks a little bit. Like the sort of like impenetrable thing kind of lilts just a little bit from thinking of things and recalling what he was like a little bit. And
Okay. So who notices this little thing? Because
yeah, do any of the other characters notice? I'm sure what's his butt notices.
well, I want to say,
What's his
who
butt?
do you want to notice this?
Oh, I mean, the only person in the party that the person in the party that I think is both the least distracted and the most likely to notice is Janox.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What? Wait, you're smiling?
I was not smiling. I was unsmiling.
Yeah, it was more the lack of a smile versus the presence of a smile.
Yeah. Versus the sort of impenetrable, Sohoy attitude, you know?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
The
then clarify.
unflappable Sohoy snark and cheerfulness.
Wait, what's wrong, Sohoy?
It's Silas,
With Silas, sorry.
I guess. I wasn't a lot like that when I was being trained. I only did I did all that they said. I did everything they said they would do. That's why I'm not gonna anymore, but kind of makes the sour face. Like doesn't really know where to go from here.
Millen
What?
kind of. Say what you want to say, Janox, because player
No, it's just
dialogue is more player comforting is more valuable than NPCs comforting.
of course,
Yes.
of course. Well, I know things are going to be a little weird for a bit between you, but he did it for a good reason. It may have been not the ideal way to do it, but he was trying to do something to help you.
Not exactly help me.
Help the world, Jose.
And kind of Millen kind of joins it, walks over and kind of joins in the conversation. And that's the thing, I think. Kind of looking around at people who have been adversarial to you guys over the course of this entire game that are now kind of together laughing. Zetrix is like patiently ignoring Zeistend. You're looking at the Polaris and Lionel together, laughing, arguing, reminiscing about their time together as apprentices under Ansem and Mickey. I thought there was he just kind of like the Hollowed himself being, kind of saved in some aspect by Laura, who like didn't take the easy way out of the situation, and kind of like, I think we can all kind of agree the importance of second chances here. What we are, what we were, not always the same thing. We live, we learn. Not going to say the last word here that everyone's thinking.
Mm-hmm. We love, we learn. We watch
We
Student
learn,
Channel,
we
we learn.
loathe. Sorry.
It's like,
All right.
Yeah,
Is
so-
there more we want to do? Yeah. I guess actually more like I will explicitly look back. I'm like, so what are we doing with the guy?
so that's directed at you, Lara.
Because yeah, I'm looking back at Arthur at this.
Well, he'll just have to answer for his crimes.
Do they? Does where
Camelot
you
will
come
handle
from
it.
like? Does where you come from have like laws on that?
On freezing the entire world?
Yeah.
Well, maybe not exactly, but generally I think it's a little frowned upon.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Well, I mean, we wanted to get him for the whole trying to end all causality, but there just wasn't a law for it, so it'd be pretty unfair to put him to death or something for a law that didn't exist yet.
the specifics can get ironed out.
We're blazing through, setting new legal precedent. Welcome to Interstitial Law and Order. Special Causality Unit.
Is that the
Yeah.
Knights of Camelot spinoff?
Yes, it's fictional, unlike the show Knights, which is about because you just start hearing the theme playing. Bad boy, what you gonna do?
Gosh dang it.
But yes, it's. I feel like this is. I think. You know what? No, I want to do one little thing else here before we kind of move off. I want to have.
Yeah.
Zeiston, I feel like you need to interact with some people.
All right.
That's
So
probably a good idea, yeah.
So like Zetrix is just kind of like it's just she's one of those. She's right now doing one of those very obviously I am ignoring you and I want you to know it kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like that description is enough to kind of get the tone in it, but eventually it just becomes too much, and she's just like storms over to you and just kind of like holds a finger up to you, and it's just like, what you did to me was unforgivable. What the English? What you did to me was unforgivable. But I don't have to forgive you. You have your path. I have mine. But so help me, if you pulled that shit again with her, you don't have to worry about just her scalping your luscious locks. I will hunt you down personally. And I will not stop until you are dismantled to the umpth degree.
Zetrix Lara OTP.
I mean that is another ship that could totally get added. It's just
Oh, totally.
Yeah, like, I feel like that's a fandom ship there.
That's a fandom ship. That's a fandom ship, yes.
Like Zetrix going the I want my beloved to be happy route by the fandom.
Oh, yeah.
interpretation of the scene.
Definitely.
Yeah. But I don't know. I feel like Zetrix does genuinely care about Lara, because especially with what transpired earlier in the tower,
Mm-hmm.
and just as a whole, like, she sees similarity. It's the best way to make the Zetrix care about you is for Zetrix to see bits of herself in you.
Yes.
Right. And there's also like the thing of like there might also
It's
be
your
the
GM crown.
slightly there might also be the mildly unhealthy thing of like she's still really angry at him and wants to have a good reason to be angry at him. And so a good reason that is actually good is, okay, I'll be angry on this person I kind of like's behalf.
You pause me, I gotta
Yep. Oh.
or at least pause anything with me.
Yep. Yeah. Well, no, we're just dealing with Zyson, so.
Okay. Ah!
So Zyson will say, duly noted.
This is not just to duly. This is not a note. Better get a stone tablet and a chisel.
All right. Sorry, I'm also trying to play Zyson like less like. This is Zyson still without a heart right now.
That.
No, that
I don't think that really
came back.
It did. Okay.
Yeah, no. Basically, that was once Arthur's heart reconnected. It was kind of as part of the whole like reset button kind of thing going off.
Okay.
So you have a heart. So you are no longer nobody, but you are still heartless.
Yes. All right. I won't do anything to hurt. Trust me.
Don't, but I guess that's good as I'm getting. And she kind of like puffs for a minute and just like it looks like she wants to say something, but is kind of doing and hawing on it internally.
Mm-hmm. Look, I know things didn't work out between us, but I'm no longer that person.
It's like she kind of looks aside. It's like, did any of it mean anything to you? Genuinely, like, I just want to, like, I'm not gonna eviscerate you or anything for this. I just want to know genuinely what you saw there, what your side of this.
I think somewhere down my lack of heart it did. And this is really complicated.
You think? No, I mean, I swear blood vendettas on very simple and straightforward matters.
Yeah, well, this is... Yes, it meant something to me, but it's also... I suck at with feeling stuff. I'm still not used to having anything here. Even before I was a nobody, I didn't really do well with emotions and feelings. I tried to run away from them.
Guess
I'm
that's
sorry you got hurt in the way.
Yeah, I guess that's something we had in common.
Yeah.
She just kind of looks at you and just like, well, till we meet again. And pray it is not soon.
Yeah, alright.
So as like Zetrix walks by, Nell just kind of excitedly waves at you, and as Zetrix just kind of grabs her and kind of starts pulling her, and Helen just kind of pauses for a moment, kind of walks
See
over
you
to
guys
you,
back to the office.
and just kind of gives you a friendly but still painful punch on the shoulder, and just says, "Round 2."
Yeah, I'll look forward to it. Dyson says, rubbing his arm, trying to be tough, but like really just like, ow.
Wow, that hurt.
She gives you a probably the most genuine and warm smile you've ever seen Helen give anyone.
What's that on her face?
As she goes off to follow her team leader. Speaking of crack shipping, I think that's the crack ship there.
Helen and Zeistund?
Yes. So yeah, so
I ship Nell and
mean, it's
Zetrix.
both canon and not
I'm shipping
canon
Nell and
now.
Zetrix. I don't know why. I just am.
yeah, that's fine.
You made a spider. Typical.
I
The
mean,
guy
did
who's
you
scared of
trade
spiders
punches
makes
for
a
that?
spider.
Where did they ship each other?
I was trying to make a crown. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. So I feel like, okay, actually no, there was one last thing that's done. After a bit, dear, please, that's distracting. Okay,
Chill out.
sorry, just
Chill out.
it's distracting. Okay, I just asked you to stop.
Okay.
Leonel and Polaris kind of walk towards a circle that's you see kind of inset on the top of the tower. And he kind of looks over to Silas and Millen, and is like, they kind of Polaris kind of gestures for you to come over, and so it's just like Somnium Sepulcher. So I don't know if I actually said this in character. I'm just going to have them reiterated here. It is the Vault of Dreams. It possesses memories in a truer sense of worlds that are lost. While the prison of with the Fall of the Hollowed, some things have been set right. A lot more needs to be restored, and this here is the key to doing it. It's probably what always drew him to this place. So,
Sorry, I clicked on the chat accidentally.
I know
You-
the feeling.
yeah, don't worry. It was just Silas and Millen scene here, so
Okay.
Just a gay scene.
not a gay scene.
Always gay.
Anyways, and he kind of presses down on a thing, and a dais kind of comes up. It's got 4 sides, kind of like a prism, kind of crystal in there, and he kind of like, this was always designed to be worked by 4 together to kind of restore what was lost. And I believe, you two, definitely have earned the right to have a hand in bringing everything back that was lost. So just set your. He kind of puts one of his hand. Him and Lionel are kind of facing opposite each other. They kind of set their palm on one of the faces of the prism, and kind of gesture for you to do the same.
Mm-hmm.
As you kind of stare across, you kind of see, Millen kind of gives you a little bit of like it's a grin that's specifically described as, I would describe as like this. Wow, this whole, like, he kind of finding he's geeking out a little bit, kind of grin, like, okay, this is kind of a cool thing we're doing here.
Seems good. Yeah.
So as you and as the four of you kind of set your hands on the prism, it kind of opens up like a polyhedral flower, and just this stream of like basically best described as a stream of stars kind of flows out and just kind of spreads across the night sky, and which suddenly seems fuller than it was before. Like if this was a game, we'd kind of go through a montage of worlds being brought back. Like you'd see Agrabah back into where it was, but it's just like kind of not where we're not going that omniscient narrator here.
So,
Aww.
before we get off towards this, at least this end epilogue, I would like a scene between me and Arthur.
Oh, we were gonna. The next thing, I just want to finish up on the Sepulchre before we go to the trial.
Okay, good. I wanted a scene between me and Arthur before the trial.
That's fine. Like,
Okay.
do you want it on the tower itself, or do you want it like just before
On the tower itself.
Okay, go ahead. We can just do that. You just kind of there.
You want to finish whatever you're doing first?
No, that was it.
Okay, never mind then.
Now, unless they want to dialogue after that.
No, not right.
I just had to wanted to make sure that the actual Sepulchre thing got explained and then activated. So
I need something.
Yeah. So you see, so yeah, you're sitting next to Arthur, who's kind of he's kind of like flumped over the edge.
Yeah.
Like it's clear he's not trying to off himself anymore. Like he's past that stage, and he just kind of resigned himself to whatever comes next.
Yeah.
He's also clearly pining.
Of course.
So, just describing the
I know.
So,
I think you know what comes next.
yeah.
This isn't the kind of thing that Camelot needs from their king.
Am I really their king at this point?
You're supposed to be.
Supposed to be a lot of things.
We're gonna hear it from Nimue. And Merlin. What?
This is in character. This is Arthur laughing.
Oh, Arthur's laughing.
Yeah. Maybe this is not the right thing to find funny, but of all things, Merlin always complained about never being surprised about anything. He never saw any of this coming.
Well, then he should be happy.
Maybe I'm a king just by destiny, not because anyone believes in me, but
Please. Lancelot believed in you.
yeah, and see where that got us all.
I believe in you. I've always believed in you.
Kind of looks up to you and it's like, I know, well, or at least you believed in what I was supposed to represent.
No, I believed in you. Not what you represent, not what you're supposed to represent.
That's what the other one of you said just before. She upheld her duty as a knight beyond any reproach.
Well, the job of the Knight of the Round Table is to protect you, first and foremost. Even if it's from yourself.
Even if I am still king, even if people are still willing to listen to me, that needs to change. I'm not saying you're wrong to give me a second chance or try to believe in the best version of me, but people shouldn't just depend on just me to see this through.
You're right. They shouldn't. They've relied on you too much.
And he kind of picks himself up a little bit, like, how tall is Arthur compared to you?
A little bit taller than me. I'm like 5'10".
Okay.
Ish.
All right. Just
taller, basically. I'm somewhere towards 6 feet. So he's maybe like an inch taller than me.
Okay. Just wanted to kind of that. Yeah, so he kind of. I just wanted
close.
to kind of looks you in the eye and just kind of rests a hand on your shoulder and is like, I think I need you to help me through this. And I think you're the one I can depend on.
Well, this world is missing a knight now. So...
a little awkward kind of look aside, and he's just like, it's several knights, actually.
How many of them did you kill?
I didn't kill them all.
One of them did die to start all this, so and maybe Arthur's son is a knight, probably.
Mordred is officially dead.
Good.
Yes, I know.
That's actually good. Well, yeah, because he's the one that killed. He was a knight.
So
yeah, and so was Lancelot. So that's 3 missing ones.
Plus Lara.
Well, that's the third one.
Yeah,
that's the third one I meant. That's 3.
Yeah. So he's just like he says several. It's like, look, the battle against Mordred took more than a few.
Oh, I didn't die in the battle against Mordred. The other me. Technically. But not exactly me.
Oh. You know what? You kind of...
Look, just do me a favor next time. Next time, why don't you kill Kay instead of me?
Well, since you're not one of my knights, and I'm technically still king right now, but nothing else has been said about that.
Yeah.
Kneel.
Being knighted again.
Yeah, different world, different, I don't know if knighthood is transitive between dimensions, honestly.
Dual knight in ship.
Yeah, and also I feel like this is also more than that.
It's a symbolic thing.
Yeah.
That's what I was kind of figuring.
And you know what? I know what it's... He does the 2 taps, and then he holds the hilt of Excalibur towards you.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, rest your hand. And then he does the proper bequeathing.
Yes.
So your Keyblade is no longer loaned from your future here.
Yeah.
Because, I think
So basically, I am officially a wielder now.
Yes.
That was me getting passed on to me since he was already a wielder.
Yep. So, it's no longer on loan from future you.
Mm-hmm.
You are future you.
So, I mean, there might be at some point in the future where your Keyblade suddenly disappears for a little bit.
future me needs it.
Past you needs it.
Past me needs it.
It's fine. Totally not going to come at the worst possible moment.
Oh, I have some ideas on that, but I'm going to save those for later. So.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so I think we're going to kind of fast forward through the whole trial.
Well, yeah. I figured we were just going to outline it.
Yeah, because, there is a procession.
A trial tends to take a while.
Yes, but I mean, I don't think we need to necessarily RP through it.
That was my point. That you kind of just outline and explain what it is, all that stuff.
Yeah, basically.
But not actually RPing through it, because that would involve you taking all these random.
Oh, I mean, I'm just saying,
and Guinevere and we don't need that.
I'm going to say that is okay. Thank you for mentioning Guinevere, because that gives me some ideas of.
You gave some other ideas.
Some things to be fair,
Well, yeah, because, she is Arthur's wife. Supposed to be.
Well, see, that's the thing. That's one of the things I will go over. So, you see the procession of knights. Sir Gawain is still one of the ones around, and does do gives Silas an odd look, like a half far-off memory or a half-forgotten dream.
Yeah, that stuff.
But mostly, Lara explains it, and some of them are kind of look at you a little weird, you get a little uncanny valley kind of from them, because you are so similar to their Lara, but clearly not.
Yeah.
You are slightly more anime than the one they knew.
Much more anime.
Well, you remember, that's the thing, this is the live action universe, so.
Does this mean that Lara from this universe was a grump but didn't yell at people a lot, but the other Laura, the player Laura, is much more tsundere about it?
Oh goodness.
She's very serious and a little grumpy, but she didn't yell as much as you do.
Yeah, it's just more of just things she knows and things she doesn't know. It's nothing substantial. It's just okay. It's a little weird, but they accept it. So it's
they're accepting it. They know it's a little weird, but you know what? Merlin's a little weird.
So they kind of after you kind of present the case, and they go adjourn, and Merlin finally shows up, and he just kind of strides right past you. Notably, compared to when you had met him earlier, he smells like nothing of alcohol.
Oh my god! Really? He's cured!
And he kind of goes right into it, like some of the guards in the room kind of look as should we stop him? And the other one just shakes.
Can we stop him?
One guard looks at the other should we stop? Kind of gives him the look should we stop? And the other guard just shakes his head. No. Do not stop. Try to stop the wizard.
If you want to try, go ahead.
Well,
if he wanted you to stop him, he would have probably confronted you.
So, yes. And he goes in there, and, you kind of hear some debate and such, and basically they come out, and it's basically, it kind of, they basically say that, based on the guidance, the guidance of Merlin, and saying he will keep his title of king, but he is basically going to be kind of, it's kind of similar to the English Magna Carta situation.
On probation.
Basically, whereas, okay, yes, he still has his authority as king, but basically this council of knights and nobles has say that he can't basically he's held accountable by them, and they basically part of his authority is ceded onto him. He's still the commander, and basically they take legislative power from him.
Right.
And also, he will serve a prison sentence of so many thing, and because ultimately he really only killed one person, technically. Everyone else came back. And you're like,
I mean,
King,
and there were no ill effects, kind of, except for all the disruption he did.
Yeah, so it's like that's why that they avoided him. So basically, it was like, okay, you have shown you lack certain judgment, so you are going to be accountable. And in the face of what all the disruption you have caused, you will be imprisoned for such and such a time.
Right, and then there's also the thing that, like, you know, when you're king, you're kind of given a lot of extra leeway of doing things because you are the one in charge. So it's like, well, I don't know if we could trust you, but also it's his right to king to kill everybody if he wants to, right? I don't think that's his right, but I mean, we should give him a second chance when, like, you know, maybe some smart ass jerk that is not king would be like, no, we're throwing you in coffers forever.
Yeah.
What is this logic we have?
But yes, the another thing is, because Laura, you kind of hear this. You hear Arthur and Guinevere. There was a brief bit of shouting, and then you come in and they're talking, and basically, Guinevere is leaving Arthur.
Dun dun dun! Finally.
It's like there seems to be some level of genuine feeling between the two, but it's just like, no, not after this.
Well, it's gotta also be, like, super complicated, because if it's following any of, like, the usual stuff, that stuff with her and Lancelot still happened.
Yeah.
In the past, and, you know...
I'm just gonna say that they were kind of polyamorous in this universe.
I like it.
Because it's like, I think that's the big thing that why she leaves them, is that she was hurt by the loss of Lancelot too, but the way he acted is just like...
The way he handled it.
Yeah.
Instead of, you know, going to somebody.
Like
her! He decided to freeze everything!
He tried to subvert the world order.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to subvert the world order.
But yeah, so... that's kind of the montage that you kind of get to wrap the aftermath of Arthur.
Yeah. I will say, Silas, if Silas is asked to come, he does come because he's kind of divided between places. He would be happy to help, but also, like, you know, he has roots in this other place. Okay. Anyway, I have a thing or two if it comes to daily life in the,
I'm thinking that Laura is going to ask him to come and stay.
Yeah, because I figure you're all there for the trial kind of thing, just because this was something you were all a part of, so... But, why don't we do that scene? Like, Silas is kind of just... What is Silas kind of doing after the trial?
After the trial? Okay.
Yeah, just after.
Like, in Camelot?
Yeah. There's just some time. There's like things are kind of wrapped, and you haven't like you like. There's going to still be some, because they're still going to celebrate because hey, all of existence was saved. Like it's going to be like, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. All of you guys are invited to a feast in your honor for what you did in restoring everything that was by the stupid king.
So
I would hope so.
But so this is like there's a lull between the actual trial and the feast in your honor. So what does Silas do to kind of pass the time?
If anything, he probably goes out. Like, he spent a very large amount of time in the wilderness, and so he goes out in a wilderness.
Okay.
And just sort of tries to spend some time out there.
Oh, maybe like towards the lake.
That's actually what I was going to say.
Maybe like towards the lake. Yes.
Towards the lake.
That's actually what I'm going to say. Is you're kind of like wandering off. You don't necessarily in a way, but you just kind of like, you're not trying to specifically head there. But that's when Laura encounters him. Yes. Is kind of, she's going to talk to Nimue. Mm-hmm. And to kind of
it turns into also talking to him.
Yeah. So. Alright, so you finally, Silas, you finally end up back on the trail again, just not knowing how much closer or further. all the trees have ribbons on them for some reason. You don't know why.
Why do they have ribbons on them?
You know, it's like if you tie ribbons to try to track your way through the fake forest, they'll end up on every single tree. I'm not saying it's because he's lost, but someone else is getting lost.
So
But I was
people
actually
get
smart
lost
enough
here
to
a
do
lot.
that. Yeah.
People get lost here a
Also,
lot.
Yeah. Also, he could probably get out.
Yeah, it's like it's not because of him.
Probably.
It's just someone else who is lost actually in the forest at the night now. It's like, you know, Silas is definitely on the okay to visit list kind of thing. He gets minimal pranking. He just not really trying to go anywhere, is what I'm picturing. So
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's not. He's not. He's just going out. Especially if nothing's going on anymore. You know.
So yeah, as you kind of look at the road, you see Lara kind of rounding the turn. What is like? How is Lara walking? Like, what are you like? Deep in thought, or are you just kind of
Deep in thought.
Okay, so I'm gonna say, Lara, you haven't noticed Silas just
Okay.
the road. I figure Silas will let you know that he's there before you run into him, but
I'm just gonna go.
Lara.
Boom!
Yeah.
We're just gonna run
Lara.
right into each other.
Oh, Lara.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sohoy, or I guess it's Silas now. It's taking a little bit of getting used to.
I don't know. Yeah. What are you doing here?
I've gotta settle some things with Lady of the Lake.
Oh yeah. I remember
Discuss
her.
some stuff with her. I'm staying here now.
Don't you have another Canterlot to go to?
Canterlot!
Camelot. God damn it! I've done that too. This is what I get for being in that stupid community. Please don't hate me. I love you, bronies.
Hey, to be fair, if you weren't involved in that stuff, you wouldn't be on here either.
Because you wouldn't have met him.
It's true. It's true. Anyway, yeah. Don't you have another Camelot to go to?
I do, but
Cutaway gag to
I think.
What do you mean you're leaving? Pin feathers and gully fluff. Cut back to.
Yeah, you're staying here too.
But no, that was a cutaway gag when you told Archimedes.
What I told Archimedes, yeah. Well, I don't have much back there waiting for me, honestly. I mean, I'm a knight and all, but
And you know, like all the people you know. I mean, I don't know. It's I ain't gonna tell you can't come here.
they need me more here. That world still has an Arthur who is sane.
And a Lancelot.
And Lancelot is not sane, but still alive.
It dawns on you, it may be a universal constant. It's one or the other.
He has the moment of sanity right before dying.
And I'm not going to be able to go through with that prophecy. He's supposed to die. And
Also, I'm going to give you a little something that this is something that Merlin did. Because, prophecy twist, Arthur in this world was supposed to fall.
not die.
You know, everyone assumed it meant die.
But it might be that the prophecy actually still went through.
Yeah.
Yeah. And my Arthur was supposed to die. And hasn't happened yet, but
Are you sure you want to like wait that out? Like, cuz you're here after it's over. I don't know.
I can't
It's complicated.
save him. I can't save him, and it's time that I faced that. Besides, I found some other things here that are important to me. Friends.
Zeiston sneezes.
Zeiston.
I like that he's a separate category.
Nice big.
Well, he's boyfriend, not friend. Boyfriend.
I know, but like I think of you still as one of my friends still, dear. My best friend, actually.
I don't like that I'm number 2 in your list.
That too.
Yeah. Friends, Zeiston.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's probably a good reason.
You guys could always stay too. You would not make a bad knight.
I don't know if I want to be a knight. Tie me up with too many, like, I don't know if you want to be a knight. I was absolutely a knight for Polaris before any of this, and I don't know.
Being a knight here isn't exactly like being a knight for Polaris. We've got a lot more control here. I mean, right now, the knights basically rule the kingdom. Because
I don't know. I mean, I know it is weird in the Somnium Sepulcher. That's weird.
And if you stay here, you might learn a little bit more about these guardian things.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess that's the masters.
Well,
I'm like, I guess that's true. This is kind of where 2 of them lived. That is something I wanted to look at, I guess.
And one thing that I found, Camelot's at the center of everything.
Are you sure that's not because, like, to me it feels like the Somnium Sepulcher is at the center of everything? Are you sure that's not because you're from Camelot?
Oh, that face.
Are you sure it's not just because you're from Camelot? Because, like, from my perspective, everything's related to Polaris and the Somnium Sepulcher.
No, there's a lot of stuff. Camelot connects to a lot of different places. In fact,
Silas is definitely dubious, but he doesn't argue anymore.
In fact, I am from the actual future of Camelot. So, originally.
Are you? Like,
yes.
Now you're from the past. Isn't this further along than the other one?
Confusing! Well,
we went back in time for the other one when we were here earlier.
In my universe, there was also kind of 2 Camelots in one universe, and Camelot's future was my home, Radiant Garden. And then Camelot's past was Camelot, but then I left Radiant Garden to go to Camelot, so I guess I was kind of in the past and the future.
You want to...
maybe I should...
Zeiston's in the future, technically.
Maybe I should say just because it'd be confusing.
It's confusing. Look, I'm going to offer the same thing up to everybody else.
I mean, I could definitely stay at least for a while, I guess.
You guys would all make pretty good nights.
I'm not necessarily going to say I'll stay here forever. I got to go back to Somnium Sepulcher pretty amount of time. You know what's really weird?
What?
I get along better with Leonol than I do now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's not brainwashed anymore. He didn't do anything. He was brainwashed the whole time. He didn't try and kill people. He didn't go around ruining the world out of a misguided sense of justice. He was literally brainwashed.
And he still feels bad about it, just FYI.
Not poorly at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess it makes you see things a little bit differently. my brother was practically brainwashed, so I get it. Practically. I mean, he didn't have a heart, but I guess that kind of brainwashed him.
Most brainwashy brainwash.
Yeah.
Joking. half
Anyway,
joking.
I guess I'll
It's the
definitely
only
It's
way-
a
stick around for
little
a while.
confusing.
half joking here. So I think that's the only wash he ever got.
Yeah. Look, I'm gonna offer the same thing to the others. I don't expect Zeiston to take it, but
I mean, like I said, I'll stick around. I don't know if I'm looking for that, but
all right. That sounds good.
So this is something that either Merlin or Nimue is gonna end up telling you guys. But you know what this world's version of Radiant Garden is?
Somnium Sepulchre?
Somnium Sepulchre.
Thought so.
damn it.
So Somnium Sepulchre is this world's version of Radiant Garden.
What? Then
It's the future of this world. This world exists in multiple worlds at different points in its time.
Okay.
You just drove rad.
I've legit been told I'm very good at sounding disappointed.
He's walking away from you
My
now.
brain is just exploding.
Oh, you don't- but-
Hold on.
But do you hear him say, "Oh
When
baby"?
you walk away, you don't hear me say, please.
I mean, yeah,
oh,
obviously you don't hear me
baby.
say it.
Don't go.
Obviously. Okay.
But yeah, I feel like that's kind of a good point to leave that scene.
Yeah,
Yes.
especially because now I'm gonna kind of want scenes with all of them over time
Yeah,
because I'm gonna
But
ask.
I'm gonna
I'm
jump.
gonna offer all of them to become knights. Don't
So-
expect all of them to take it. Definitely don't expect Zeiston to take it.
Okay, here's my genuine question for Janox here. Especially since, you've been kind of on the edge of most things so far.
Yeah.
Does Janox persist?
Oh, that's a question.
Like, 'cause this is something that could go thing, because, like, you in some way are, like, a memory that, like, it's, like, which way, because, like, you've talked about, like, your character has definitely been one you've been okay with doing the sacrifice play and everything like that, but, like,
Well, the fact my character survived that final battle is he does feel kind of confused. Worst case scenario, if he doesn't find something to quote hang on to, quote unquote, then he might just fade away like Titus did.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like, if you fade away, it's more of, like, okay, I'm at peace, like, accepting how not real you are, like, an echo of a copy. Kind of thing,
It's
but
weird.
it's just something I wanted to ask you what you wanted for the character. Like, this is not rules. We're ignoring that. What do you want? Where do you want Janox to be in this final bit here?
All right. Well, I imagine. Sorry, I don't know how much time we had before the trial officially was, but I probably wanted to talk with Polaris a little bit about the situation, because it sounds like what me and Zeiston did originally had gone out, and things have definitely changed since the start of this adventure.
Yep. So you ask Polaris. You just tell Polaris you need to talk. Like, this is fine. This is like where everything is kind of like there is a lot of like checking up, catching up kind of things. That arranging transport. Someone trying to catch Stitch. So you can get in the gummy ship again. You just kind of, like, outside the window, you see Millen just running at full tilt, trying to catch this little blue alien.
That's Millen's new pet.
He was trying to obviously, he was trying to find a red carriage.
Yes, so.
Millen's
This
new
is
pet
in the Somnium Sepulchre
it's to
still.
replace Kevin.
This is kind of, we're rewinding a bit to before you guys left the Sepulchre.
Yes.
So. Come I'm in Janux. Said you. So you need to. He kind of like leans up against his like table and kind of looks at you as like, said you need to talk about something.
So, what's next for you and the group?
Oh, I mean, some of it's just helping Lionel get himself. He's been through a lot, and I guess it's
Yeah,
kind of as bit as my penance is kind of helping him through that.
well, yeah, he kind of screwed the pooch on a lot of things here.
But it's just like, then perhaps maybe trying to find people more worthy of the title that we both hold.
So you're going to need some replacements for that, huh?
Eventually.
Well, if you need to find a way to either just in general discipline your old friend or redeem him or whatever, it's just I'm definitely like staring out like really willfully. I'm like, I really didn't expect to make it this far, honestly. I kind of expected that was going to be a lot harder of a fight than it really was. And I really don't know where to go from here now.
Well,
I
I can
mean,
explain the first part of it. If from what I've heard from your group, it wasn't a fight, and I think that's why you succeeded. You didn't
true.
just try to kill what was now the Hollowed. You saved him in a way neither I nor Lionel nor our masters thought possible.
Well, I wouldn't mind assisting you out with, at least trying to find some new people to hold on to that. As long as don't kill me again.
Trust me, I regret.
That's nice for weak heads.
Although I also know there's possibly a new member out there that we could maybe bring in or find out what she wants. I think that's the first thing I got to do before we go on.
Okay, above board, can we step back here? I do not have any clue who you're referring to as in a meta sense.
Laura's nobody?
Oh, Larksa! Okay, yeah, no, that's a great thread to kind of leave you on. Like, yeah, that's okay. Yeah. So I feel like you persisting because you like, okay, there's someone out there who is kind of a fragment and lost. It's basically the light of the leftover, and what I'm going to say here is because I'll explain it. You mean Laura's nobody.
Mm-hmm.
She's in a weird position. The leftover energies of the Lux Logos basically made Lara herself whole. So what does that do with the original body that was left behind?
I don't know. Maybe I should do. At least we should find her to see if we can help. If she is still out there. Like, didn't the same thing happen with that Sora fella?
He kind of pauses for a moment. Who?
No. Oh. Well, just some guy from the past.
Jane, is your cat okay?
I think she is. She's just a whiny baby.
Okay.
All right. But yeah, so he kind of pauses for a moment, thinks like, no, I think this is. He kind of rests a hand on his shoulder and is like, I think this is your mission. I think this is something you need to do. You don't need you don't need to be weighed down by the past and their mistakes.
I would hope not. It's been a while, but you know, I'll at least give her a try to find her. Worst case, it fails. I can come back to you and the girls, and we'll keep working together. Try to find.
Oh yeah,
ways
about
to keep
that.
a calamity like this from happening again.
Yeah, Zetrix and her gang, they left. Tendered in their
Wow.
resignation.
Bang!
And
Well, I
they
got
have their-
Can you do that? Is that a
people
thing you're
I
allowed
need
to
hunt
do?
down.
I'm not there.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like, you know, before I would have... I don't know what I would have done, but... Seems only fair that they kind of forged their own destinies now after everything else.
Yeah. It'll be fine. Feel free if you do need me. I'll you know how to contact me.
Yeah.
But I got apparently tracked down two girls then. A few girls. God, me and girl
Maybe.
chasing, huh?
Don't worry about
Who
Zetrix and
knew?
her crew. They'll
Who knew?
be they can take care of themselves. They'll be fine. So I'd advise trying to keep Zyson as far away from them as possible.
Yeah. I don't think he has to worry about that hopefully too much. Yeah. I'll be here to help you out if you need it.
Trust me, you have helped me in more ways than I would have ever expected.
Well, I know exactly how, it feels not to know who you are. And I guess I can help those out who don't know that.
Alright, I think I'm gonna wrap that scene there because I feel like we got the emotional feels, and so like I don't think Gen X fading is really a thing that's gonna happen. Like he's got the Larkset angle is definitely something.
And it might be sort of a thing that like he has a series of things he's like, this is what I need to do now, this is what I need to do now. And that thing could keep him moving if he wants.
Yeah, so alright, I think we're gonna just do one last scene, and that's gonna be Lara trying to get Zyson to stay. Because I think with that, Gen X won't stay.
Yeah.
I feel like that's...
He offered to Zyson, which he's quite positive he's not going to.
Yes, but, it's just... I feel like this is also going to be kind of like a goodbye for now kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, they're still going to keep in touch and visit and everything, but this is more like, okay, right now our paths are not going to stay too close right now.
Yeah.
So
They're not
that's kind of-
breaking up, but, they're...
We're long distance.
We're long distance, yes.
For social distancing.
So where does Lara find you, Zyson?
I imagine Zyson is actually trying to find a way off this planet now, because I imagine his got stolen.
Okay, I just because of the earlier discussion, I figure you're kind of trying to sneak up on Stitch when you realize that Stitch has known you were there the entire time, bounces off your head, and runs past Lara down the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
Were you trying to sneak off without saying goodbye?
No, but I just wanted the keys.
So you were totally intending on actually saying bye, right?
Of course. Look, I don't want Zetrix to come back on my ass later.
So you're scared that you're going to do something stupid.
I mean, there's always that fear, but...
Well, you could always, not do something stupid.
He's just gonna give you that look.
And obviously that's not an option.
Yeah. Well, I can't help but be me.
Look, this isn't just me trying to hold on to you or keep you from, whatever you're gonna do next. But you wouldn't make a bad knight. I mean, you're a pirate, and, in a way, you kind of would actually make a really horrible knight. But,
Yeah.
but Lancelot was a shitty knight, too.
And from what I've heard, nothing good ever came from that. So
Archimedes, he's not wrong. He's
Shut
not
up!
wrong. Oh god, that was
Shut
like a Muppet. What was that?
Not Archimedes.
Feathers.
Pin feathers and gully flop. He's not
and
wrong.
gully flops.
There we go. I got the voice. Got it there. Yeah.
Mhm.
One of those keywords. He's not wrong.
Well, I'm staying here, so how can I be sure you're not going to find some cute pirate girl and run off with her?
well, you could always come with me.
Alternative answer: have you seen pirate girls? Trust me, they're not cute.
Yeah, I was gonna be alternate answer. There are no cute pirate girls.
Scurvy, man. It does a number.
Yeah.
I have a job I have to do here. I gotta help rule a kingdom
Yeah, but that's not fun.
and make sure Kay doesn't get himself killed.
I could kill him now if you want.
Honestly, wouldn't mind. You know that I'd love to go with you, but I have a duty here. And these boys, they can't handle it. They're idiots. I leave Camelot to them, it'll probably be destroyed within a day.
Yeah, well, you're really good at nagging people to do stuff, so.
Also, I probably want to say, like, hey, I wasn't here, and Arthur tried to destroy all of existence.
Yep. Well, I guess where does that leave us then?
Yeah. That's a good question. Where do you want it to leave us?
I'd like this not to end.
I'd like that too.
I mean, if anything, just so Zetrix doesn't remove your head.
It is a fair point.
Well, I can still teleport. So, just make
That's
sure
true,
you keep in contact with me. So, I know where you are.
Yeah. And
Trust
if you
me, if
ever
I don't
feel
know
like-
where I'm teleporting to, I'm gonna end up in the middle of the ocean.
And I'm sure I'll visit. Hey, if you ever feel like you want to just leave all this responsibility and law and order shit behind, you can always, with me.
I'll remember that.
And I sometimes lean kiss.
Aww.
Cute.
Very cute.
Okay, and I think that's kind of the credits roll moment. Kind of
Yeah.
thing. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was the end of Interstitial Logos. So, kind of parting thoughts. Like, I feel like we ended very strongly.
That was
Did
cute.
you want to do the dumb teaser thing, or maybe save
We'll
that for
just-
literally the end?
We'll save it for after the credits. Us
Okay.
discussing it is the
Okay.
credits.
That's an after credits scene.
All
Well,
right.
obviously, during the credits, we have the one cut scene of
Yeah.
Janok. And I don't know. Would Zeiston and Janok still travel together?
Janok's finding
especially
Larxa.
I'm saving that for a sequel.
Oh, you're
of
saving
course.
that for the
That's
sequel?
not gonna
Yeah, I
happen
feel like
immediately.
that's a thread I want to leave unresolved for
Well,
the sequel.
You think about
Yeah.
it. I don't have to play Lara for the sequel.
That's true.
I could play Larxa.
We'll
Yeah, you can play your other personality.
Yeah. It's a
Chaos.
possibility.
What?
So,
There were okay. You want my big thing that I think I realized just later last week. The
Mhm.
big thing I think we were missing. We
What?
needed Pete.
Pete?
Yeah.
We did need Pete!
We not Pete specifically, but we needed like a persistent villain in the first half that is not really the final villain. But
Yeah.
someone for our characters to bounce off of.
Someone like Pete, but
Yeah,
not
no,
exactly.
I s-
Someone along the lines of Pete and Maleficent.
yeah, no, I definitely see what you're saying. Like something to kind of give cohesion to the early worlds.
Yeah. That introduced really early, and maybe nobody expects it to be a big reveal or a big thing. It's the person you started with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I definitely.
We'll
Yeah,
remember that for next time.
definitely. I definitely see that. It's definitely.
I'm definitely interested in
Mm-hmm.
doing a sequel, especially with the way this ended.
Yeah, I definitely say if we do a sequel, I'm gonna keep the world count much lower.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't feel like
Yeah,
I
you can do
focus
that
more
and
on the plot.
spend more time inside the worlds, and then possibly spend more time with the other bad people doing it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That would
Yeah.
be fun.
So I guess here's one last little question I want to do before we kind of do our post-credit scene stuff. Now that you've finished, if we were to recreate your characters as new playbooks for the sequel game, right, based on what they are now, what playbooks would you be playing?
Oh.
There's a pretty decent chance
well-
that I'd stick with.
Well,
There's a pretty decent chance that I would stick with Chosen One, but the backup is Prodigy, because that's
Yeah.
what Silas
because I
is
know there's
without
other
any.
ones that I could go with.
That's what Silas
Yeah,
would be
I have
without
to
any without anybody changing his life, as he would have been.
I'm fine with
Yeah,
that.
the Prodigy.
I don't know if I can say I'd changed either, because
I mean,
Yeah.
you would. Okay.
I'm a change character mid-campaign, so
Trying to think, like, either I probably wouldn't change, or it might be a displace.
What I was thinking too, actually, is one. Actually, I know what I'd do.
Mhm.
I would do the light.
A person who's kind of like because like the prototypical one is Harry.
But
I feel
specifically,
like because you've
the
changed.
route Lara is going.
Yeah, also because like originally you started with,
Especially with the whole anchor for the people around you, and she's basically the anchor in Camelot right now.
yeah, because before you were kind of definitely more of a mentoring thing, but the craziness kind of rose up around you. You kind of lost that position in the group.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was just like a curious like.
But yeah, I would definitely if I play Lara for a sequel, I will probably definitely end up playing as the light.
Yeah, because otherwise, I imagine if you played Larxa, you'd do the other,
I would do the other
which is obviously meant just
if I
for
had
that.
done Larxa, but I'll probably end up playing Lara because I want to see where her story goes. Honestly, after this, I'm very interested in it now that we
Mhm.
have her staying in Camelot.
Yeah.
But though, like, because the big thing was leading into this, I didn't know if I was going to have her stay or if I was going to have her go home.
Mm-hmm.
well, so you were questioned and you wanted to know, but should you stay or should you go?
Oh, actually, a Knucklehead might work
For who?
Yeah. Oh,
for Zeiston.
For Zeiston? I could see Knucklehead work for Zeiston.
Honestly, that's the other thing. I feel like now that we've actually played the game, having Lara actually start off as the Prodigy probably would have been a little smoother than the Mystic.
I think it would have been too. Like, that was one of them that I thought of her going with. It was the Prodigy, but
Especially more
Yeah.
from how her dynamic with the group ended up being.
Yeah.
She wasn't really about pushing people away for their own good. She was just kind of like, I am better than all of you, and you guys are doing this wrong.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Silas might stay the chosen one, just with more sense. To start out with.
But yeah, I think the alternate of what I could have done from the start would have been a Prodigy, but if in a sequel, I would end up doing the Light because of the situation she's currently in right now.
Yeah. And my character's pulled in like 4 different directions at the end, so
yeah.
What do you want to do? I kind of want to keep dealing with the other people I met, but this new thing is cool, and
And you're getting knighted.
No. He would persistently refuse that because he's like, what if I want to go somewhere else? But then always helps out every time he basically needs to.
I could see that, and it just being continuing to be offered until Arthur finally gets on and is like, damn it, we're knighting him.
No, you're not.
This Arthur wouldn't do that.
He's constantly.
Good point.
He isn't a knight, but he keeps helping up to the point he's basically an honorary knight.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Probably further where he's going with it.
Yeah. Yeah, like there are Sohoi probably at one point, even though he's not a knight, is given like an honorary like arms, like
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
the arms, the title.
Yeah.
And I was able to work in the whole like
that comes with the title.
He isn't really comfortable with Polaris,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like how you did it. Like, I'm getting along better with Lionel now.
Yeah. Like, it's literally the opposite of what it used to be. Of like, what did you know? Hated Lionel. That guy was the worst. And so he's like, oh, he's brainwashed and he's good now. Oh, okay. And the other guy made constant questionable choices and did a lot of terrible things perfectly under his own volition. Really?
Yeah. Like he is genuinely trying now, but like it doesn't just instantly go away. Right.
And it's the thing is, because of the way things are fragmented, and he didn't carry resentment for 5 years or something. He only barely has it, but he knows that like you did some really bad things, and that is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so you said you had some kind of post like teaser thing for a theoretical sequel.
Sure. We'll give it a go.
Hold on. If we are doing, and one thing I wanted to bring up during the credit sequence, there's a image of Janox walking down an alley, probably in search of Larxa, and all of a sudden, Darth Maul hops out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Bring back Darth Maul and Loki, or not Loki.
Does anybody else have a really quick character-specific one before we get to the weird one?
Is I can see on the Tesseract.
No.
Yeah, okay.
Like, I'm not even acknowledging the canonicity of the Darth Maul thing.
I know.
I accept it as a joke, but that's about it.
Okay.
We're not gonna have in the sequel like some crazy ass rivalry between Darth Maul and Janox.
Not unless Janox decides to go with the Hunted playbook.
That is a good note for Janox. Go with the Hunted, and then you can fight Darth Maul constantly.
Okay. Sure. I'll do a mysterious post-credit scene. All right. So you see, we're gonna go with the way everything is. It's a showdown. 2 Keyblade wielders fight a 3rd Keyblade wielder. All of them are way too young for anything. They're all teenagers. All the kid wielders. The pair are, but there are Heartless everywhere. And the single wielder that's fighting the other 2 has a Keyblade covered in cracks. And the Heartless pin down one of the wielders as the other one as the cracked Keyblade wielder sort of beats on the other person's Keyblade, and every time he hits, like another bit of darkness and another Heartless comes out. until they are all overwhelmed, and he stands above it and he's like, "And you thought I couldn't do it. You always thought I couldn't do it." And he like throws the cloak to the side, and a keyhole appears. One of the keyholes for the things from the mysterious area they're in. And he begins to hold the keyblade out before cutting through it, opening into a big, not darkness, cutting open a hole into something, a pulsing, thrumming energy. And he's like, and now you'll never be able to do anything anymore. And he plunges his keyblade into it, and everything starts shaking, and darkness starts spreading across the land. That's it.
Wow.
Eh.
That is like cool, evocative, and tells you absolutely nothing. It is the perfect post credits movie.
Yeah.
Bonus.
That is perfect.
All right, now the stat sheet loads up. What's our playtime we have listed?
Too long, because it's actually showing glitched numbers because a bunch of episodes got dropped and added and everything like that for the technical issues. But
one of the numbers is
So the results screen. Okay. One last thing. The results screen fades, and then you see a robed figure standing over like the sunset sky of the Samya Sepulchre as the Hollowed is descending upon it. There, he holds up his fingers up to form the little heart shape over the pulsating star. When suddenly, a small figure falls from the sky, stabbing him in the back, pulling up its little knife, and slowly starts waddling towards the Samya
What did you do to the Master of Masters?
Wait, that feels like something.
The Tanberry killed the Master of Masters?
It was either going to be the Master of Masters or Sephiroth.
Come on, that's the credits scene blood.
No. That's another joke one, kind of like Janice walking and Darth Maul popping out.
How do you know it was the Master of Masters? It could have just been some other guy.
Who else does the heart shape?
Yeah, but this isn't that Master of Masters. Maybe he's just called Paul. This is Paul in the robe.
No, not the Master of Masters, the Master of Pauls.
Master of Paul.
The Paul Bearer.
Oh, you're lucky I love you.
I've been saving up ever since the session after the Tonberry, I actually have been saving the Tonberry to fall at the end of the credits.
You mean because you didn't get to use your Tonberry because it got the shit kicked out of it? Because it's too damn slow?
To be fair, this thing was doing like Jedi flips on you, so I don't think this one was slow.
The Yoda Tonberry.
Yes, but no, I was discussing this with Mistral and everything, and it was just the thought occurred to me of the Tonberry coming back down. Because originally it was going to fall down on the top to give Sohoy something to do while everything else was that, but I decided after the first fights and everything, I didn't want to have more fights than necessary.
Yeah. So just straight up, there's the thing. Sohoy places it down. Here we go.
So in the sequel, it starts out with us finding the body of the Master of Masters, or just finding a cloak and nothing else.
You strike me down
or
here.
You find a Tonberry in a cloak.
It's the nobody to the Tonberry, the heartless Tonberry.
Oh no!
You strike me down here, I will become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
God, between this insanity and Rad's crazy end credit scene, I want a sequel really bad now.
Well, it's definitely it's a possibility.
Always a possibility after Mass is done.
Yep.
Do you want me to explain what's going on?
We can do that off the air.
Okay.
So, all right.
Don't want to spoil it for everyone.
So, last time for the outro for this game. Let's see.
Wow. Hook. I have a hook.
No, you didn't fight Hook in this game.
Hook.
All right.
You know, that's
As-
a little bit of a lost thing. We had the Pirates World, like we could have had Captain Hook there.
But yeah. As always, you can join our Discord with a link down in the description to chat with us and discuss the channel or channel adjacent topics or what else you want to. Like, who do you ship the Tomberry with? You can also follow us on Twitter at Tales Across to get updates from us and be notified when the channel goes live. Character art is done by friend of the show, Carl. Links below to their DeviantArt and Coffee account.
Tonberry Carl, that's my ship.
I don't know. That ship might be too much.
Finally, like and subscribe to get both future content and help us reach a wider audience.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Are you sure?
Yes. So to those,
I will ship everything.
yes. So to those watching us in the
The
past,
present, and future.
in the past, present, and future, reconnect. Logos 2. And good night.